a lot in Minnesota,
Mhm.
and we just wanted to take a few moments to think about it, and we'd appreciate support all over the country. My daughter was there last night at this particular one. She didn't take this picture, she took this one. But she and her family have been out protesting and all peaceful protest. And it's been really quite amazing.
Also lifetime, it's backed by science, it is clinically proven to strengthen our teeth. I would recommend this toothpaste to everybody. It's really an amazing product.
We're having trouble hearing.
Okay, so if we are ready to get started now, we got our first question from Cecilia. She has two questions. She's asking, her first one is, what can we recommend for siding?
Well, first of all, there's the stone. This is Bear Creek. And you're looking at so the stone is very easy to put on. You have someone else do it. This also shows our gutter system that we like. This is a handmade system. It is the same as a conventional system.
A lot of people ask if what do we do about gutters?
Gutters, yeah.
Yeah.
Go to the
And
next.
then, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go to the next slide.
Go to the next, yeah.
This is a lovely little picture. We've got stone by a local firm. They're in distribution nationwide.
We actually have the stone inside on the riser wall areas
Oh, yeah.
as well.
Go to the next one. Go to a question. This is some siding.
Yep, we got a lot of siding examples here. The next question is, where can I get triangular skylights?
Well, you just bought them from us.
We manufacture them here.
Here you can see our shop. We assemble them here. We don't make the glass here. It's made by Oldcastle Glass. We make the frame and the flashings and seal them up. It's kind of nice. This in the background, you see a pentagon. Then these are two triangles up in front.
Yep, they're still building the frame for that pentagon there.
Yeah.
But we can do any shapes. We do pentagons, hexagons, trapezoids, triangles. We just don't really do circles. So here you're looking at some nice groupings. This first row is trapezoid windows with triangles in between, and then a massive pentagon that takes up basically you take the pentagon panels and the struts and remove all of that for that section of 5 triangles. And then you're able to just put one giant window in.
Right. And that leads us to our next question. We have Phyllis. She's from Washington. She's asking about window treatments and coverings. She says, with these huge triangular shaped windows, what are people doing for coverings?
Well, you can stay on this one for a moment. You can pull these back. These are drapes. And I realize that you don't have a picture of it, but the drapes pull back a little, well,
A lot. They pull back a lot.
a lot.
There's different variations of that,
Mm.
but you can put a curtain rod across the top, hang curtains, and then you pull them back to the side. We
Yeah.
don't. This is this one right here is about the only one we cover in our entire complex, and this is a way you can do it with a roll up. This was Dennis's invention,
Yeah.
but it
So it's
works.
a little homemade.
Um,
I've also seen where people have like a row of triangles, like
Mhm.
that row that had the trapezoids with the triangles in between, and they'll put lines across the whole area that go over towards the edge, and then they'll trim them to follow the edge of the skylight opening on the very sides to create like one big blind, and it matches your windows.
Mhm.
Um, I've seen that. We just had trouble finding the photograph showing that.
Yeah. Okay. And then next we have Mara. She's from Wisconsin. They have an Oregon Dome, which is another company, with a plexiglass type skylight. She's got 4 skylights, 2 large 5-sided and 2 small 6-sided. So this would be a 5-sided, for example,
Hmm.
on the screen here. The skylights and roof are aging. Her first question is, what is the replacement process for the 5-sided larger skylights?
So the replacement process for those is going to be just like all of the windows are going to have the same process for the skylights. To remove these, removal depends a little bit on what dome company you have or what manufacturer built the skylights for them.
Mhm.
For a lot of them, though, they're usually attached from the inside with lag bolts going into the frames of these skylights. You can remove the interior paneling around them, exposing the framing, and then you'll see the hardware they use to install them, and you'll just remove that. You'd want to have for windows that are this large, it's nice to have a lull or some machine that you can have a rope come down from and then have that run through 3 or 4 large suction cups, 8 to 10-inch suction cups, and then you're able to lift that and move it easily. Otherwise, you have to set up a platform that you can have a group of guys standing on to then lower it down slowly to the platform, and then you have to lower it from there slowly down to the ground the rest of the way.
this is
Go
an
on.
Oregon Dome, and you see someone's got black tar along there. It's dripped along the edges. It's been leaking quite extensively, and they
Mhm.
tried to seal it with black tar.
It's also a bubble one, isn't it?
It's a bubble skylight.
So
Yeah.
we don't do bubbles, so you have to replace with a standard.
Yes. So we don't make acrylic. We don't do acrylic or bubble skylights like this. We use a double pane glass from Oldcastle envelopes. It's got 2 1/4-inch panes and a 3/4-inch argon gas airspace, 90 to 10 ratio.
Which we'll get into more in a little bit.
But that provides good insulation value where these acrylic skylights just kind of don't have any really. But it is a challenge because the domes where they have these acrylic skylights usually have them because they have framing that they couldn't take apart underneath it. And that's why you'll see those large framing members going together inside of there. That's the actual structural part of that dome. And so you can't remove that in a lot of dome systems unless you have hardware like we do. So to replace that, we would build a taller frame that would be like, say, 6 inches tall roughly. And so that the flat point of the glass would sit over top the point, the highest point of your framing. So that's how we combat that, and are able to give you a better skylight than what you had with the same look. Otherwise, you could do smaller skylights that make the same opening inside the home. You could have 5 triangles make that same opening inside the house.
Mhm.
It would be virtually no different, and it kind of looks a little better if on the outside, if you ask me that way. But
Okay, so that leads us to Mara's second question. She's asking, would you replace with one solid piece of glass? And then what would you recommend having done first? The roof or the skylight replacement?
yeah, so it can be a little bit more costly to do multiple smaller units than the one big unit, but it is also it's more difficult to install one big unit than
Mhm.
smaller units. I really find it comes down to just what you prefer to have. If you like the look of the really big one, or if you would like a look of the 5 independent triangles there. But I would do the skylights before I do the roof. Because if you do the roof first, you're going to have to destroy parts of that roof to then put the skylights in and then do patchwork to re-shingle to the skylights.
Yeah, I think we've decided that the skylights should be first.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a question here. She can't afford the skylights if she does the roof. And she can't afford the roof if she does the
At
skylights.
this point, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would do the skylights first
Mhm.
and then try and wait it out until you can do the roofing.
Yeah.
You know.
Mhm. Okay.
There is one way to combat this. In the background, you see a large pentagon shaped window.
Mhm.
This can be done by itself. And I thought about where I was going.
Oh, you lost your thought process.
but-
Do you know what he was thinking about, Josh?
Oh, geez.
Josh usually can
Uh,
read his mind, so that's always very
So,
handy.
you might have been going to talk about how, well, you could do, the one pentagon at a time and kind of parse it out a little bit. If you have one that's worse than
I
the
know
other
where
one,
I
you
was
could
going.
start with that.
Can you,
You-
Or
you-
are you going to go through the smaller, you could do the triangles.
Mhm.
Um,
and then
what I would say is you could also do 5 segments. The top is a pentagon, usually, and we don't put any windows in the skylights and the pentagon on the top. You could do this in sections, 5 sections of the dome. They follow the pentagons. And it would be done one at a time. You could do the roofing and the skylight in that section. Then next year, do another roof.
like a pie almost. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Also, I think we provide or we rent to you suction cups to help put these things in.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Right.
if you are interested in that, you can reach out to us. And I believe it's like $87 roughly per suction cup. And then we refund the money when we get them back.
Mhm.
So or you can keep them for $87. It's up to you.
All right, and that would lead us to Mara's last question, which we kind of already answered, but she was asking, lastly, what do domes normally do? Do they have gutters? Do they normally have gutters? Is that not a thing? Uh,
You see a bend here. It's like a U-shaped gutter, but it's a lot cleaner than looking than conventional one. They don't stick out as far.
So that was made, we had that made
Mhm.
on the spot. We had the materials and then
Yeah,
the person doing
Yeah.
it just made them. So apparently it's not too difficult.
No, and I've seen a lot of people use just ones from the store, just store-bought gutters, and then what you do is at each one of these riser wall corners where you get that angle, you just use a corner piece, you cut, and then it's the same way as making a corner on a regular house. So it's uh, gutter installers who are used to this kind of thing would have no problem doing something here. And they'd like it because it's on the ground compared to most home gutters that are up in the air.
yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be a rare one for them.
okay. All right. So our next question is coming from Stephanie in Illinois. She is asking about window replacement and installation for triangle windows, or skylights, as we call them. They live in an area where it gets pretty cold in the winter, and their triangle skylights let in a lot of cold air.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, here you can see our typical makeup, what we do with this double pane glass. There's 1/4-inch panes on both sides, and then there's that 3/4-inch airspace that gets argon gas, 90-10 ratio. On the inside panes, on the inside edge of both panes of glass, there's a low E coating. There's a low E solar bronze 70 or 60. I get them mixed up because one's solar bronze and the other one is solar ban. So there's a solar ban 60 and a solar bronze 70. I think low E coating.
Is it reverse?
It might be reverse. I mix up the number with the name, but either way,
We'll let you know.
it's the best formula that they most bang for your buck that you can get as far as low E coatings go. We do our best to work with them to make sure that it's the most cost efficient and best producing glass that we can get for our customers.
This
And double pane like this today is, outperforming like in an older triple pane window. Most of the domes now wouldn't need a triple pane unless you're, way up north. And we're pretty far up north here in North Ranch, Minnesota right now. And I wouldn't say this is far enough to need it right.
23 below the other day, so.
Well, maybe on a day like
It's
that.
11
But it
below.
was fine, it was fine.
Yeah.
This says one, you can count 1, 2, 3, 4. The surfaces of the glass. So 1 is the outside pane, 2 is the inside of the outside glass, and 3 is the inside of the inside glass, or the outside of the inside glass. We put the coating on surface number 2. It's a clear coating. You don't see it. That reflects the sunlight. That's a solar bronze glass. Now that's a light coating. This one here is the older model. It doesn't have that little tint. We discovered that it is substantially cheaper to do that coating, to have this makeup. The surface number 3 is your low E coating that stops the heat from escaping. And you don't see that one either. So those coatings are on the glass when you get it.
All right. So to keep a move on here. Next we got Kenan from Alabama. Uh, this is our Dennis has an example he would like to use for this question. He is asking, are there good manufacturer hardware hub solutions? And he also has always heard that waterproofing is a challenge.
I'll get it.
Yeah.
What do you
You we have our hub system.
want? The
It's in the other room.
Let me go
I
back.
got some too.
Stay here. Oh, you can get that.
I'm like, mine's like right here. I can grab one.
Go get it. Go get it.
He's got it.
I have here,
Oh, the sleeves.
the sleeve is in the, we'll get the sleeve too, but here I can show, this is one of our metal hubs, kind of looks like a peace symbol in the center of it. And then there's this notch that goes all the way around it. Now, in between all these strut members, like you can see the triangles behind me, at each junction of that, there's one of these hubs. And then there's a sleeve on the end of each framing member strut that goes into here. It locks into this channel. And then this pin goes right in. So here's this one of our sleeves. See? And then this just goes right in there. And it locks in with this pin. The pin's got an angle on it, like that. So that it can slide through and then not get caught on the hub. Otherwise, if there's no angle, kind of hits the edge of it, and you have a bad time. So that was interesting. Okay, so, and then we have our Ultra Lock sleeve here, which is just a heavier duty version of the Ultra Lock. So in earthquake zones and things like that, we're going to be using this bracket. That also allows for you to do things like remove, five struts or 6 struts like that, and have a big opening for one giant window without having to have interior bracing and framing to support that. It also allows us to easily just create extensions where we remove 3 of these triangle panels and 2 riser wall sections to create a new opening into the home to go into, conventional home or to another dome or whatever you want it to be.
All right. Next question.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
About the struts, how secure and durable are those?
I mean, really secure and sturdy. I mean, when we're building these, we'll climb up the framing as you go. It's just the easiest way. You'll find that even if you put, one sleeve on locked into a hub and the other side of the board is floating in the air, you could stand on it and it's not going to go anywhere. It's very strong. There's nothing really like this in your conventional homes or anything near that strong. So,
And the dome is self-supporting from the arch of the pressure of the arch. It's self-supporting.
with the geometry.
Your question might be, how long will it last? And that
Oh,
was indefinitely. It's a metal. We coat these black with epoxy, and we took apart a dome that was built in 75, 76. There is no rust
Or damage.
or damage.
So both ways, both things. It's very strong structure, much more so than a standard box home.
This has been dropped here in this dome, 30 feet from the cupola. They're doing the cupola part, and they had one locked in. They were trying to do it really, and they dropped it on the floor. This big mark on the floor.
I've never heard this particular story, so.
Yeah.
And
Putting you on the spot.
No time like presidents.
that's just to be a dent in the concrete slab.
Yeah.
No damage to any part of the dome.
Okay. Next question we got from Frank in New York. Back to the PowerPoint here. Okay. So next we have Frank here. He's asking about, can he use our architect to get an old dome certified to build? He is building, or while building a dome in New York, they found a Pacific Dome for sale that was like a kit from 1979. It's 2x4 construction, and he's asking if we can certify that for him. And this is a Pacific Dome on here, for example.
The next one is too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess the short answer is no. It's because it won't be able to pass code because you're not going to be able to get enough insulation in there to meet the insulation code. So you're going to have to get like an R70. You'd have to do at least a 10-inch wall, and that's with spray foam. So, and that's going to be really costly. And at that point,
this is Frank. I made
Yeah.
a mistake. It's not Pacific, it's Monterey domes. And it's
oh,
a 2x4 construction. So the
Okay.
2x4 could be spray foamed.
that's a little different.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, sorry
You're
about that.
still going to need that 10 inches though. So you would have to build in
Yeah.
10 inches and lose that space inside the dome
Mhm.
to insulate it enough to make that work, really. So
Okay.
yeah, sometimes that can be a real challenge. You can also do, you can add some insulation on the outside by adding 2-inch foam over your roof and then putting 1/4-inch sheathing and then roofing over that.
Yeah.
But that's like an R7 that you can get that way with 2-inch foam or 2.5-inch foam.
It's an R10.
Yeah.
So what we did on the shop dome.
Mhm. Yeah, you could do something like that.
But you're still not ready to get that R60 minimum. And if you're doing a minimum, it's the worst you can do.
Yeah, we really try to go above that. So we're not really doing less than the R70
Mhm.
for
Our specific product anyways.
Yes.
Yeah. Mhm.
I was just going to interrupt because looking at this picture, I see another window covering thing. The folding screens are nice. If you want it just for protection while you're changing clothes or whatever, we have one window that we do have a folding screen standing in front of, but you still can really easily look out the window. Okay, so I changed the subject.
No, that's fine. Yeah, but that is a little better than say the Pacific Dome we're thinking about.
Yeah.
Where we're like, you can't really do much with these.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even have one anywhere like Oregon, for example. I wouldn't be doing that.
This is the Pacific Domes, and they make pipe frame domes.
Yeah.
They're 3/4 and 1-inch pipe frame. And that can only take so much snow. That'll be insulated by layers of cloth. And it still won't even come near what we do in the dome. These are
Mhm.
called clamping domes.
Glamping, yeah.
Clamping, yeah.
They're not really for permanent year-round living.
No. Um, Next, we got Theodore in Ohio. He's asking, why aren't domes more popular?
Well, I think they're a little more hidden, but there are a lot of domes out here.
This is
Uh,
just the US.
yeah.
We sell worldwide.
There's a lot of domes, but I think that it really just comes down to, uh, advertising and big construction lobbies. They promote what's easiest for them and the most profitable for them, and that's conventional homes. Um, so it really, as soon as people hear about it and there's an interest in it, they often find their way wanting a dome. So,
So the construction science for domes has changed over the years, and a lot of the original domes were kind of a hippie thing to do. That's what Dennis was, an old hippie. And and so it was kind of done, haphazard. And so they got a reputation for leaking and things like that. But the construction science that we use nowadays, really has changed all of that. And so they're becoming more and more popular, and also because of the value they have in energy efficiency and in basic life saving against hurricanes and tornadoes and
yeah.
things like that. So they're becoming more and more popular.
and there was a lot of like self builders with kits that built them and kind of cut corners for costs and things,
Mhm.
and ended up suffering, consequences for those shortcomings. So, you know,
The next question that Theodore has is, why are dome walls so thick, especially since domes are more easily heated?
well, that's
You want to take this one, Dennis?
Yeah, you have to meet the energy code. It's plain and simple. You need to buy the right insulation, and this has got their foam where we use foam around our skylights, and you have to meet the energy code there. It's
We go above the energy code, though. We
And
want
that's-
to go above the energy code, and that's partially why it's so thick. You don't have to have real thick walls if you build a dome. And if you want to use foam, you can. There are issues with foam. It's a lot more expensive, and they haven't really determined the total health safety of foam, which is why we recommend the hybrid system, where you do the first coating of foam and then the second coating of fiberglass. And the fiberglass we use is very energy efficient and non-toxic, very soft, very easy to use. It's not like the old kind of fiberglass, and it's also made out of recycled materials. So we keep all of that in mind.
And then finally, his Theodore's last question, he's asking, what is the best roofing material, considering stone-covered metal and other roll-out roofing?
yeah. Well, the best roofing materials I'd say are still going to be asphalt, asphalt shingles like Malarkey specifically, and then for a lifetime, well, it's beyond a lifetime, I suppose, roof. We use Ranke Shakes, aluminum shakes. They have a ton of different options, including real copper, bare aluminum. And then they have all of these standard colors, and there's some that have two colors now.
And both of these brands specifically, we recommend mainly because Malarkey covers their warranty still for domes, if it's installed on domes. And if you go on Ranke Shake's website, you can see domes on their website. So you know that they work well with us.
Yeah, we've been working with them a really long time.
Mhm.
Malarkey doesn't require you to use ridge caps on your dome.
Yep.
For their warranty. Every other shingle manufacturer does. And if you use ridge cap on your domes, you're gonna have leaking problems. This should not be there. I
Yeah.
think that's
Malarkey shingles have the ability to go over the joint line in the triangles. And we recommend them.
They're more
For that reason,
flexible, correct?
They're more flexible.
Yeah. Okay.
you should have a good 6-inch overlap across those seams.
Yeah.
6 to 8 between each triangle going over the next triangle.
Malarkey shingles have a warranty on it. They're 50-year warranty, and you'll get 50 years out of that roof.
Plus.
What?
All right. We gotta keep a move on here. We're running out of time. Okay, so next we have a question from Mike, and he's in Texas. He has a 30-foot low profile Natural Spaces dome, but he only has the connector kit.
Hold it.
Okay.
He has the connector. No, he doesn't have a dome. He
only has the kit.
Or a dome.
Yep.
Yep,
So all he
that's
has
the
is
same. Yep.
that hardware we were showing you.
Yep, he has a 30-foot low profile Natural Spaces dome kit, but he only has the connector system. It is difficult to upgrade it to a large mid-profile dome kit.
Well, there's not technically a mid-profile for 3-frequency domes, but you can add another row of triangles and make it a high profile, but you're gonna just need some additional hubs and sleeves to do that. It wouldn't be that many. But you could also just change the diameter of it by cutting longer pieces of lumber. So you can just make longer struts and have a 36, a 38, or a 40-foot dome, low profile dome with not much additional cost. No more hardware would be required.
But what you need to do that is 15 hubs and 45 sleeves. That gets you into a mid-high profile dome of, well, 33, 36. I would build a little bit bigger dome.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, we have we got George in Ontario. He is asking about how to build a dome.
You buy our construction manual and you'll learn all about it.
Yep, we have a section for everything going step by step with pictures. So,
Yeah, and technical drawings and everything you need.
Yeah. And that's also, it's on our website. And if you purchase a product like a connector kit or, no, maybe not a connector kit, but if you get a shell kit, we send this manual with it for free. It's included with your kit. And we can also happily send you a digital copy if you want to study beforehand. So.
We also can provide what we call Zoom raisings, where we sit through the first part of the raising with you to help you get started the right way, to make sure that you're headed the right direction. And then
we also have Dome School in person every June. And we also have a Dome School on online that you can purchase, and we can send a link to if you can't make it in person or don't want to wait till June. Okay, next we are moving on to Kelly from Wisconsin again. She's asking, what builders do you recommend for assembly in northern Wisconsin? And that is Dan.
Yeah. Dan Newcomb has been working on excuse me, domes for us for a very long time. I mean, from
15 to 20 years.
yeah, 15, 20 years. We can reach out to him. He started off by doing mostly just roofing. He's one of the best dome roofers there are. And then lately he's been doing full builds. This last couple years he's been doing full builds of domes and then still doing dome roofs in between. So the only thing that is can be challenging because you want to reach out to him sooner than later because he's a busy man.
Yeah, and he
And he's
travels nationwide.
He's a little
Yeah.
far out, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean he can't always help you because sometimes things fall through. Can't go to this job. There's an opening to do yours.
He also lives in
so-
Wisconsin, so for someone in Wisconsin, it's easier to
Yeah.
get.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And then she's asking also, do you set up consultations or can you provide contact information for them? And we can absolutely set you up with Dan.
Yeah.
But we don't set up the consultations with him for that. But we can definitely provide you contact information. And then finally, she's asking, how can I set up my official blueprints to be generated? And that you can go to our Dome consultation page and scroll down. You can find a list of different project profile forms, as we call them. Fill it out to the best of your availability, and we will schedule a consultation from there. Okay. Next question we have is from Barbara in Illinois. She has a 36 low profile natural spaces dome built 2000, 2001. And when she was building it, they were constricted on their budget. So they didn't go with the radiant floor heating. Instead, they went for forced air. She's asking, is it possible to retrofit an area of radiant heating installed in the kitchen or bathroom? The large part has beautiful oak floors, and I don't want to revamp that. So
Well,
what's the solution?
the solution is this. There's about 3 or 4 manufacturers of individual radiant floor heat. You don't have to do your whole house. You can do your kitchen, you can do your bathroom. And these are the whole procedure in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I have plenty of information on this that I will send you in the morning. But we just wanted to give you a little example.
There's lots of different options. I've done a lot of remodels where I did heated floors in their bathrooms and things like that in existing structures, and it's really doable. It's pretty straightforward. Sometimes the worst part about it is hooking it up to the main power. So
But we do really recommend radiant floor heating if you're building the dome from scratch.
I do too.
Concrete, concrete
Uh,
floors.
Could I ask a question?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
What about my son and I? We have a family member that remodeled in a large old farmhouse with those units called splits.
yeah.
I want to get away from propane, from gas heat. I
Yeah.
just, and I want to be more, I want to be more in tune with the environment and stuff like that. And I remember when we were talking about it and Dennis encouraged, he said, I know in the northern, where you are, you don't even really need the air conditionings, but I'm.
Yes, we do.
We do need.
Well, the weather's, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm close to St. Louis and, we get some real heat. And so what we did, because we were trying to keep costs lower with the forced air, we learned, I know that, now we've always had hot and cool spots, and we just weren't prepared to do that at the time. But do those splits, we have, I said it wrong. I don't have a low profile. I have a high profile with a full cupola. And at one point you said, well, you could put a window air conditioning, and we didn't do that. But those splits, it's not very cool in the cupola in the summertime with the traditional air conditioning unit. And then in the basement in the winter, we have a walkout lower level. And in the lower level, it's harder to heat. So are those units that, I think I'm calling them the right thing, are
Mini
those
splits.
ever useful?
Yes, they are. Mini splits are what they're called.
Okay,
Mini
okay,
splits
yeah.
can heat up to, I don't know, 40,000 BTUs. And cooling, they can take care of the house for cooling.
Yep.
You have to have this in a work spray or on a dome. You have to have this open just of a dome to take advantage of it. If you've got a lower level, you'd add a unit. We have two in our house here. One in back of us is the master bedroom.
Oh,
The large one is way up
Yep.
there.
Can you see it up there?
But it's above their second floor where that railing is, you can see there. It's like up just above that, right
Okay.
below their cupola.
okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about. Because I mean, the other family members say that they've worked well for them. So that,
They are. You get different sizes.
You'll
They're
like
very energy efficient.
okay. Oh, great.
And they
That's
cool pretty quickly in a dome because of the circular
true.
air
It
system.
falls.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've experienced really good cooling down in the lower level because it just goes like a circular down the stairs and stuff. So
Yes.
And in a climate that's more like yours, although I lived in St. Louis, so I know it does get cold at times. The mini
right
split-
now,
Yeah, the mini split system is really so good for heating as well. Now, it didn't used to be so much, but now they have it where you can have pretty cold weather and be able to heat. And for those of us in the north, it's really good transitional heating. Because if you have radiant floor heating, it doesn't come on instantaneously and heat up the house. You need something that's handy to turn and warm up your house.
okay.
I know that from today, listening to the weatherman, you're supposed to get part of this northern blast of air, which goes down and around Texas, and it's part of the Gulf. It picks up moisture in the Gulf and goes right up the coast, East Coast. So the East Coast is going to have,
So be prepared, huh?
yeah.
He's a weatherman on the side, by the way.
So,
Good.
so that's supposed to, North Carolina is supposed to get 6 to 10 inches of snow.
And we were about to ship to North Carolina, so I guess
Yeah.
we're not doing that.
No, we aren't.
Okay. Could I
right.
ask one more quick?
Sure.
Should I start with getting an electrician or the heating and cooling people around here? There's one other Natural Spaces domes about 15 miles from here, and there just aren't any others, I don't think. And I don't know, should I start with the heating and cooling people that we've had? Just don't know what to do for us. Should I start with an electrician or should I try to find a heating person?
I'd reach out to a heating and cooling person, and I don't think, you know, maybe it will be easier with a mini split dealing with them because it's a little more simple of a process, and it's really just where do where does it need to be, and then They just have to run the lines up. So
Thank you very much.
yeah.
Thank you.
All right, we gotta keep a move on here. We have Dan, he's in Minnesota here. He's asking, what is the best combination of wall thickness and solar-oriented glass, plus other passive solar tricks that would help keep a Minnesota dome above freezing? But he has limited need for electric
Sure.
heat.
With limited. Yeah, so to limit the amount of electric heat that you're gonna have to pay for in the home,
Mhm.
you're gonna want to have, well, this is a hard question to answer because there's so many things I would want to know
Mhm.
about it to answer it. So I don't know the kind of insulation that you have or would be willing to pay for. Because, I mean, really, with a 26-foot dome like you're asking about, you don't want to make too thick of a wall because you're losing your space inside.
Mhm.
So I would probably be looking at doing that, like a 10-inch wall,
Mhm.
spray foam to have uh, enough insulation to make it helpful.
Mhm.
And then for the solar, I mean,
This,
it depends on if are you going to be not living there and you're trying to like keep it from freezing inside the house while you're not there, like a cabin, or if it's a home and you're just for the limited electric heat.
are you here, or is the person who asked this question here online? Are you?
I don't know if they are. I don't
We
think they
get a
are.
lot of
So this
people
is
that
one where we might
listen
just
later.
shoot them an email and say, hey, maybe
Yeah.
give us some more info and maybe we can help you out.
We'll reach out to them.
Um,
All right, let's keep moving. All right, next we got Linda. She's in Oklahoma. She's asking, how safe are domes in extreme weather?
yeah. I mean, it's going to be the safest home you could be in. It's hands down way better than a conventional home. These domes are rated for over 250 kilometer an hour winds. Um,
You're seeing the domes that have gone through a hurricane.
Be 165 miles an hour.
This one right here was actually Dennis's dome.
You see the pilings up front. That's where it was. It took the dome off the pilings and floated it back about 80 feet, and it set it down.
And there were things like TV was still on the shelves there, it was just so strong that it held together. So, a person would be safe in there under those circumstances. Extensions are always a little more questionable, but basically the dome itself is very, very strong.
yeah, and that 250 kilometer winds is the highest that they test for in the engineering pack. So it goes above that. It basically meets and exceeds all the tests. Um,
This is another one that is down on the coast of Louisiana.
mhm.
And he was part of an article in New York Times. And it's gone through, it's still there. It's gone through
This is recent.
Katrina and everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is on our website. I recommend checking it out. But to keep a move on, we got our next question here from Melody in California. She's asking about the building and purchase cost plus insurance for a dome,
Yeah.
which is kind of a vague.
So as you see here, we have many different ranges and sizes. And so the prices are widely varying depending on what you're trying to build. Besides, build cost would go even beyond what we would be able to list on our website, and that would depend on everything you're drawing inside that dome that we may not provide, like countertops and cabinetry and all these things. I mean, you could easily make you could easily make a small dome into $1 million project if you want to.
Mhm.
So we just can't really answer that question without a lot more information from you. If you've got an idea of what a plan that you like, that would be helpful. Here you can see these are the steps you would have to take to figure out that information. You'd have to do your preliminary drawings. You'd reach out for a consultation before that, and then
Mhm.
once even in preliminary, we can have a good idea of
So we
costs.
send this out to you if you're at this point where you're ready to start
Yeah.
thinking and talking seriously about a dome.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then this kind of leads us into our next question with Sandra from Minnesota. She's asking about a lead time if Natural Spaces Dome were to raise a 36-foot wide low profile dome and cost.
Yeah. So that's a great question. It's a little bit hard to answer 100%, but it roughly takes us 8 to 12 weeks to build a dome and have it ready for shipment.
Mhm.
Now, it takes us 4 days probably to get it framed and sheathed, but as far as an actual timeline or cost, it really depends on what you're going to do as far as interior panels, insulation, roofing, and all of these kinds of things. Like a metal roof could cost you, 2 times or more than what an asphalt roof may cost. So that's something where you might want to reach out to us for a consultation, and we can help you with some more info.
And also to clarify, we are mainly a dome manufacturer. We don't really go to job sites unless, it's within our schedule. But we are primarily a dome manufacturer, but we can take time to help answer questions and guide you through.
And we do Zoom.
We do Zoom calls as well.
Yep, the Zoom
You
raising.
can show us what the problem is, so.
I have a question. Do you have the kits at your facility? Like the 36-foot low dome?
We have the
domes here.
hardware and
So
we
you can
build the kits
come into
custom for order.
Build the kits here and then ships them.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you design and you have window openings and this and that, we're going to frame those into the walls and
Yeah, and we color code and label everything, so it's as easy as you can make it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you don't build it, right?
we build the parts. We don't
Together.
assemble it on site. We'll ship it to you in a semi. The whole house comes, you'll pull out all of the parts and then you'll take the wall sections, lay them out, and then build it up.
But we pre-build as much as we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why you're able to put it together in 3 to 4 days with this small team.
Mm-hmm.
So just to
Zoom.
clarify that, we do Zoom raisings so that we can guide you through it. And we do once in a while go to sites and raise domes. It just depends on timing. We're
Yeah.
hoping we've started to develop relationships with different contractors so that they can come and they can learn and they can experience raising a dome. So don't give up on us in that regard. Call back to see if something, if we're available or we can provide somebody for you.
Now, part of the house we wanted to put inside into a hill. Have you ever done one like that? It's not a steep hill,
Yeah,
but
you can do that.
okay.
That's no problem at all. You can do anything you can do with a conventional house with the dome. As far as foundations go, you can
I have
have
a
it.
question.
Mhm.
Do you use 3/4 inch treated plywood then on the outside triangles?
So if you're going to do a dome
you're
with
good-
a wood foundation, we'll build a wood foundation for it, we would do treated where it's touching, underground or touching the ground. You could do concrete and then have the dome attach onto the concrete and not need treated for the dome. But I would look at concrete costs in your area to see if that's what they are, because you could save a considerable amount by just doing the concrete eliminating the stem wall and using a wood foundation can save a good amount of money.
Well, I've done all-weather wood foundations in the past.
Mhm.
Okay, you're set.
So you know exactly what you're in for. Most people don't know that
Yeah.
much about them. They're a little
Well,
more. Yeah.
I'm from Minnesota
Right.
and I
Okay.
was a contractor and I did a lot of building in the winter using pea gravel as a base in a trench.
Yeah.
Have you done anything like that for
We
domes?
we still
Yeah.
basically put together our dome for dome school that way on pea gravel with a foundation of a deck that we put together
Okay.
for. So it's like the
Oh.
same. Yeah, we
I
still do that.
usually used,
All of our domes here on the property, 8 domes, are done on that basis.
Okay.
They all have wood foundations. They all have crushed rock.
well, it just eliminates concrete so you can build during the winter, basically.
Yeah, but we don't do it on the dome. We have aluminum parts on the dome, and aluminum and treated wood don't go together.
Right.
Emma, can you change the photo, please?
Well, we're kind of skipping ahead then if I do
Yeah,
that.
let's do that.
Okay. Alrighty.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
We'd be
Okay.
glad to talk to you if you have more questions about that. We're
Oh,
just
we
running
will.
out of time.
Yeah.
Do we want to go through Justin's question? I don't believe he's here.
What is Justin's question? Let's ask it and see.
His he had a
Change
leaking
the
roof
photos
and
up,
then
please.
his dome is shifted
Change the
4
photo.
inches on the bottom, so out of plumb. Basically his foundation has serious issues because it's in, like we're saying, where you're gonna have it be a walkout basement, but it's not properly supported. So those walls are pushing in. They've pushed in 4 inches already. I would say a half inch to 2 inches isn't extreme. 4 inches, I think, it's you need to build a new home almost. That's critical failure there.
Did he use concrete block?
No, I don't know what he
Oh.
used.
The problem is they don't cross brace before they backfill.
Yeah.
And so
No,
that's
that's-
why your walls move.
Mhm.
This is where we need more information on it.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll reach out to Justin.
All right, are we ready to move on?
Yep.
We're doing good.
All right. Not so much on time, but we'll keep moving. All right, we got Stefan here. He is in Minnesota. He's not very comfortable with a ladder or climbing the struts. So, is there a contractor who could help build near where he's located? And that's again, Dan the man.
Yes, it is. Go next question.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks. That was me.
Huh?
No problem. And
You
also I
Call
find
us
that
and we'll talk to you about it.
call some lumber yards nearby and they might have some recommendations. They know who are good people in your area.
Yes.
So,
All right. Next, we have Kathy from New Hampshire. She's having a hard time finding home insurance. Is there any insurance company that will gladly cover domes?
mhm.
I will speak to that. We found that State Farm is one of the best. This dome that we're in right now and that you see behind us a few years ago it is State Farm, and it's the same price as any standard home. So, but we do have a list. That's a long list of people our customers have given us of companies they've used. So we can provide that for you. Can email that to you.
And when you get a no, it's usually the agent you spoke with, not the insurance company they work for necessarily.
Yeah,
You
that's a
could
good
talk to
point.
the person one desk over and they would help you.
Yeah. So if you get a one no, just ask again to someone else and you might get a different answer. Because these are all different Minnesota-based agents for the
No,
most
No,
part.
no, they aren't.
They
These
aren't.
are not. These are all over
Well,
the
these are from our Minnesota customers. This is the list. This is what I pulled it from. So these are agents specifically in Minnesota, but obviously State Farm, all these places are nationwide. All right, next we have Pat in Minnesota. She's asking what was the standard for insulation in the 80s?
In the 80s, they would have been looking at fiberglass insulation. They probably had a
R value
2x6 wall.
is super low.
So that I find a lot of the domes in the 80s are not insulated enough, and they have condensation or moisture issues due to that.
And she's also asking, she has a 3-story tall dome, and each level feels like a different climate. It's very significant. Is there a method to effectively regulate the temperatures? There are also vents in the roof, which we haven't attempted to operate yet. Assuming they are designed to help with temperature control, any advice would be much appreciated.
Yeah. The fan should help circulate the air through the dome. Yeah, if it's consistently running. Those vents would be helpful to running them should help solve some of the problems, because when you get a bunch of hot air, it's going to go to the top of the dome. You open the vent and let it go. Keep your house cooler in the winter, and then in summer, sorry, when you want it to be a little cooler. And then in the winter, you can have that hot air. You don't want to open the vent and push the hot air back down with the fan.
Yeah. Okay. So next that leads us to Jeff in Tennessee. He's asking how to remedy a roof ventilation issue with vent intakes below shingles and above underlayment membrane. He needs a new roof, doesn't really want a view cupola. He would rather have a vent cupola.
Yeah. I mean, I think you already kind of know what you want to do. So I would do a vent cupola in that case. But your other option is that you could do a vapor mitigation port, which would be like a 1/4 inch by 10-inch cut you'd make on all 5 of the top panels of the dome. And then that cut is going to allow for the moisture and the condensation. It's going to want to go to the very top of your dome, and that's going to let it have an escape out through your roofing.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
if you used s-
I can't help you on that one.
Spray foam, a spray foam of vapor mitigation
foam.
port,
Oh, yeah.
can be really helpful.
Can you re-explain that? You're saying on the top pentagon, on the outside,
Yep.
on the
outside.
shingles, put vents in there?
So under the shingles, so on the panel itself and the sheathing, you would cut a 1/4 inch by 10-inch hole, and then through that condensation that is trapped in the home, found its way trapped up there, it's going to have an escape out rather than being stuck where it's going to cause you a problem. And then you just have your shingles go right over that, and it's going to have a place where it can breathe out that moisture.
You don't.
Okay, so you're saying just these are like 9-foot triangles. So you're saying in the middle of the top 5 triangles, cut a hole in the plywood, and then you just have no substrate. Everything else is the same, insulation and roofing
Let
on the
Dennis
inside.
answer this one.
And then
No, you would do it in the top 5 triangles. And you have to, this is only on a that's where I'm lost for some words.
Well, I'll send you I can send you information on it, and I have a little crude photo kind of that I made with that which shows it. So
Okay, well,
I
I'm looking
sent
for a new roof, so this is a good time to get skylight measurements and have you guys build those and then get all the
Yeah.
details that I need to bring to my
Yeah.
roofs.
Mhm.
That's perfect.
Definitely, I would recommend going to our consultation page and filling out the skylight one if you're looking to replace your skylights, and then we can have a consultation and go over all of your roofing issues with that.
Yeah, we've kind of perfected the slot for the mitigation of moisture on the cold side of the spray foam. If you're dealing with this and you have to use fiberglass, it also works, but it works in a different way.
Yeah, our dome was made in 1985 and it's like styrofoam boards all cut and packed up in there. I think they're like
Oh,
1 inch, so these are like 6 inch 2x6s. All the triangles are made with.
yeah. Then
There's
you'd
6 inches of foam, but I do have some space shuttle ceramic paint at the top pentagon and in my alcoves. But I didn't build it myself. I bought it in 1998.
if you sealed up the outside, you have to open it up, and that's a very limited amount of openings that you use.
That's a consultation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
So,
set that up.
All
Thank you.
right, yeah, we are running out of time. So we have two more people to go through. We got Anthony in Ohio. He's asking about any affiliates in Central Europe. I'm working towards being an expat and I love your style. I know that no one ships the kits overseas, but I am interested in possibly finding someone you trust and recommend.
Well, you never know, because we do ship them everywhere, and we don't work with anybody on the other side of the world. So it's just us. One of the first domes that we did when I worked here went to Israel. So
Yeah.
that was like the first dome that I shipped. So we do ship them everywhere. It can be a little bit more complicated shipping process depending on what country you're planning to go to. Canada may be one of the more difficult ones, but we've figured it out.
Currently.
Yeah, but
The border is tough.
but we've got it pretty sorted out, and we'll help with that.
Yeah, this is a dome on the screen. This is in Norway, just for example. So
North of the Arctic Circle.
Yeah.
mhm.
Wow.
The fact that it's not necessarily any more expensive for the actual shipping part, but sometimes when it lands in another country, they have, especially now, restrictions like they don't want metal from Russia.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of rules now about anything coming from Russia. And so we have to prove that our metal does not come from Russia.
Yeah, which it doesn't.
Or China. It's every country has their own little rules and stuff. And really it's not necessarily a cost thing. It's more like we have to get certain paperwork in order and just make sure we got everything right.
Yeah. And then finally we have Amy. And she's from Minnesota. She's asking about the screen dome, our porch dome. She is looking, she's asking about the roofing proportion to the screen triangles and how to transition for the winter into summer, best materials for enclosing for critters, insects, and weather disasters.
This is a screen dome, are the bottom two rows of triangles are in screen. The top two rows are solid panels. You notice that the snow sits on them. This was just freshly done
Last week I took these photos, so
Yeah. The snow falls one flake at a time, and you don't build up 6 inches of snow just instantly. You build it up gradually. And we had another dome up for screen porch, and it had 6 inches of snow on it, and it's green. And it's at some point it's going to be too costly because your screens will fall in. But we don't recommend it.
Well, here's what we do. We found that leaf blowers work really well.
Yeah.
And it's when it turns to ice that it gets heavy. So that's what you have to watch for. But if you go out and just blow it with a leaf blower, it's really easy, and it's 5 minutes to do this dome.
There's a dome right there. That's
Yeah.
all parts are color coded. So you begin to see the pentagons are in yellow, surrounded by blue.
That's my kid.
That's a real eye opener.
So
That's me. In my mouth.
this is also online. There's a showing us building this.
Stays.
You can see the whole process, which took about
Hour and a half.
hour and a half for the actual structure of the dome to go up. And it's all, when you receive it, it's color coded, not fully painted like this, but marks on the struts to tell you where it belongs.
all
Okay.
right. That's all I have.
Anyone have any other questions that are immediate, or can you
In
set up a
chat
consultation?
page.
Send me that photo. It's good.
Oh, wow.
I just wanted to ask, is bamboo more expensive for the inside walls?
Bamboo?
Yeah,
I would imagine so.
okay.
We can just provide a variety of types of wood for you.
Yeah.
There's
We
a lot
can
of options.
you do almost anything with the interior panels, but I don't really know the cost of bamboo, but I would imagine it's a
We
little more.
have We have a dome done in bamboo paneling.
Okay.
Industrial spaces. So it's
Yeah.
been done. So we can check for you, we'll.
Yeah, when I get there, yeah, because I looked for pricing and I didn't see anything, so that's why I was asking. I like the fact that it doesn't burn.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does have a longer burn rating.
right.
And we could look at the pricing about that if, anything that's really not on our website for pricing as far as those materials is something that we would just have to get a quote on.
Okay. Okay.
Are your connectors, are those built to order, or do you guys have ample stock of those?
It depends when you ask for them. We usually have an ample stock, but you might be catching us right when we're about to get a new order of them. So if that's the case, it's, maybe a week or two. It's 4 weeks at the most for us to get them. But we usually always have a supply here. Like right now, for example, we're a little low on them. So if somebody asks for a kit, they might have to wait another week.
We have 8 domes stored here.
Yeah.
Waiting to be shipped.
Right now, yeah, it's been,
Gee.
and one of the things about shipping is that we do have a period of time in March when we're restricted from shipping out because of the type of roads we have, the gravel roads going out. So that's always an issue too, during that time period, but it shouldn't be a problem. We also have Dome School for you to think about. That's in June. And anytime you can call us and set up a consultation. There's just a lot of different things we can help you with. We also do estimates. We do, if you're thinking about buying a dome, we can do Zoom inspections if you're close enough, we go, but if you're too far away, then we can do Zoom inspections for you to help you out. So,
So I would love to set up a consultation. I'd like to get going on some drawings.
okay, good, good. Well, give us a call and we'll get it set up or email us.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys, I think we've run out of time here.
Sounds there.
Unless you are desperate for an answer right now. Is there anyone that really wants to know something immediately? Okay, so well, let's plan on talking again in a month, but before then, if you want a consultation, let us know and we'll be glad to set one up. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Thanks. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye, Dennis.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Dennis. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Where's your mouse?
Okay.
Well, no building crew.
Well, you have to call Dan, but then we can consult them because they might know somebody or a lumber company around Kimball, St. Cloud area.
Well, what we got to do is
There might be somebody who